A wild weekend for law enforcement in the Tri-Cities. Now at 6, we'll show you what law officers faced.
Plus a new salvo in the battle over a controversial gun law in Oregon, the issue now playing out in the federal court system.
Plus a heat wave, find out how high the mercury will climb. Stacey Lee has your forecast.
Now, Cap KVUE local news at 6.
We begin with some scary moments for Pasco homeowners this afternoon after a small vegetation fire broke out. Crews worked quickly to ensure the flames didn't reach any homes or structures. This all happened off of Court Street and Road 92. Officials say a nearby resident was mowing his lawn and parked it on some dry grass, which sparked the fire. Pasco Fire Deputy Chief Ed Dunbar says as the temperature continues to rise, we'll start to see similar situations across the region.
First part of June, this is about when we start ramping up. We get all of our wildland training done by May 31st, so we go into June, kind of ramp up during June for we're ready for the 4th of July and summer all the way through the beginning of October.
Deputy Chief Dunbar says situations like this are a reminder to exercise caution when doing any lawn care in the heat. A Franklin PUD line was affected by the fire, but no homes were damaged. It is hot and dry outside. Thanks for joining us. I'm Madeline Hagan.
And I'm Alyssa Warner. We are talking about that fire as evidence of the hot and dry conditions across the region right now. The National Weather Service sent out a warning about current conditions and the wildfire risk. The agency says you need to be responsible and be careful when you're getting rid of cigarette butts. Be sure to mind field equipment like those lawnmowers or vehicle chains, anything else that could potentially ignite grass or timber.
My goodness, look at those heat waves out
Yes.
there. It is getting hot. Well, after a scorching weekend, the mercury will soar this week. Let's go ahead and turn to Cap KVUE Stacey Lee and your first alert forecast.
That's right. Very hot weather, very dry weather, and fire danger extremely high. Be fire-wise going in through the week. Right now, temperature sitting at 91, Tri-Cities, Hanford, Prosser, 89 in Yakima, 83 right now in Ellensburg. We're sitting at 79 in Dayton, 86 in Walla Walla. Planning your evening out again. Might want to wait to take the pooch out for a walk. It's a little bit hot out there in Yakima, but we're dropping into the 70s by 8 o'clock. In Tri-Cities, those temperatures are going to stay high all the way till 9 o'clock. You'll still see 80 degrees this evening. In Walla Walla this evening, those temperatures dropping into the 70s by 9. So a couple of days, we've got perfect night tonight for stargazing. We have a slight chance of some showers middle of the week. And when's it going to cool down? I'll answer that in your first alert weather forecast.
Thanks, Stacey. Well, it was a busy weekend for Tri-Cities law enforcement. Officers responded to at least 2 situations involving stolen cars. Cap KVUE's Riley Fitzgerald has a look at what happened.
Stolen cars, vehicle pursuits, gunfire, and a suspect who ended up dead. Sunday morning began with an aggressive exchange in the Richland Walmart parking lot. Police say a man was sleeping in a car that turned out to be stolen and believed to be connected to vehicle prowls reported in the area. Our cameras were rolling as spike strips were out, the car was boxed in, and the suspect got away. Police say the car was found abandoned and another car was reported stolen soon after, last seen on Road 68 in Pasco. Fast forward, later on Sunday night around 8:40, the Kennewick Police Department were pursuing a stolen car, the driver suspected of armed robbery and car theft earlier in the day. The driver crashed into the lawn at the Bank of America near the Columbia Center Mall. Authorities say the suspect then took off on foot toward the mall and attempted to take another car at gunpoint. That was when a Benton County Sheriff's deputy fired at the suspect. They were hit and taken to a local hospital. That person, now dead, Benton County Coroner Bill Leach confirmed on Monday. The autopsy is scheduled for Wednesday. Reporting for Cap KVUE Local News, I'm Riley Fitzgerald.
Well, authorities are investigating the case of a teenage boy found dead over the weekend in Toppenish as a homicide. According to 911 call records, the Yakima County Sheriff's Office was dispatched just after 1:30 a.m. Sunday to a homicide on South Alder Street. The Yakima County Coroner says someone discovered the body of a teenage boy in the area, and that boy's injuries indicated he likely died from homicidal violence.
He's been identified. We're just giving family opportunity to notify distant family before we release his name. We'll release more later after the autopsy.
Curtis says when he is in communication with the forensic pathologist about the autopsy, which they're hoping to do Tuesday or Wednesday. And a troubling mystery for Washington and Oregon law enforcement after the deaths of 6 women across that double state region. Despite widespread online speculation suggesting a link between the deaths, Portland police said Sunday the facts don't support that. The deaths have ranged from February to last month, with women's bodies found in several Oregon counties and in Clark County in southwestern Washington. All of the victims were under age 40. And Oregon's voter-approved law requiring would-be gun owners to get a permit before they can purchase a firearm is now before the federal courts. This is the latest step in a battle that's been a year in the making. In June of 2022, the Supreme Court expanded gun rights, saying that Americans have the right to carry in public and don't need to prove that they need the gun for self-defense. That decision overturned a New York law. Months later, Oregon voters narrowly approved Measure 114, which bans magazines with more than 10 rounds and requires a permit in order to buy a gun. Now, to get a permit, you have to go through safety training, pass a background check, go through fingerprinting, and pay a fee. Here in Washington, state lawmakers tried to pass a similar bill, but opponents said it wouldn't work in part because you don't have to get a permit in order to exercise your other constitutional rights. Lawmakers did pass an amended version of that bill, requiring safety training and a waiting period, but not a permit. Now, back in Oregon, a federal judge is being asked to decide whether their voter-approved law is constitutional. But that decision, no matter what it is, will almost certainly be appealed.
The longest lawmaker walkout in Oregon history continues. State Republican legislatures have boycotted the session since May 3rd and claim they're fighting against, quote, unlawful hyperpartisan actions. Now, Democrats hold a majority, but the GOP lawmakers' absence has prevented a quorum and has stalled talks about state issues, which include things like gun safety and reproductive rights. Beginning today, the Oregon State Legislature will fine the no-show senators $325 every day until they show up. Oregon's legislative session will end on June 25th. Representative Dan Newhouse, who represents a portion of eastern Washington, has introduced legislation aimed at stopping a federal rule that would limit access to gas-powered stoves and appliances. In February, the Department of Energy proposed new efficiency standards for gas-operated appliances. It would require an energy standard for gas-powered cooktops, but there's concern that today's gas appliances would not be able to meet those requirements.
A new stretch of US 12 in Walla Walla County is now open for drivers. It means you have a 4-lane highway from the eastern outskirts of Walla Walla all the way to 9 Mile Hill, which is just west of Touchy. Now, this does mean you will have to exit the highway if you want to get to Touchy or Loudoun. It also shaves a few minutes off the drive between Walla Walla and Tri-Cities. And an important message tonight aimed at protecting the public and environment. Tomorrow, several Washington state agencies will mark National Secure Your Load Day. Officials remind drivers the law requires items carried by a vehicle to be properly strapped down. According to the Department of Ecology, unsecured loads result in 300 crashes and 30 injuries every year. Last year, it also resulted in 5 deaths due to debris on the road. The State Patrol is also conducting emphasis patrols for 3 weekends between June 9th and the 25th. They will be stopping and citing drivers with cargo that is not properly secured. A study last year found that 40% of litter comes from cargo that's not properly secured. The Departments of Ecology and Transportation spend a combined $12 million a year to clean state highways and roads.
Coming up, flying troubled skies, now a jump in the number of alarming incidents of bad behavior on board commercial flights. That's new in our 6:30 half hour.
But first, flames severely damaged a portion of train track in Washington state, and authorities are now saying this was arson.
And learn why health officials are closely monitoring the Columbia River. Those stories and more ahead on Cap KVUE Local News at 6 o'clock.
Come shop the largest selection of RVs in the Tri-Cities at Appleway RV. Save big on Class A's, Class C's, travel trailers, toy haulers, and fifth wheels. Shop America's top brands, Rockwood, Tiffin, Newmar, Dynamax, and more. With a huge selection of pre-owned RVs. Plus, get maximum value for your trade. All with no payments for 90 days. Come shop the clearance event at Appleway RV Pasco.
At West Richland Family Dental and Prime Dental Pasco, we are open from 7 a.m. until 7 p.m., Monday through Friday, plus Saturdays for when the week gets to be too full. West Richland Family Dental and Prime Dental Pasco, stunning smiles for the whole family.
Now is the time for a new bath from Bathfitter. Every Bathfitter bath is installed quickly, safely, and beautifully with a lifetime warranty. Go from old to new, from worn to wow. The beautiful bath you've always wanted, done right, installed by one expert technician, all in one day. We've been creating moments like these for 35 years, and we're here to help you get started. Book your free virtual or in-home design consultation today.
Okay, I think we're all aware that most cell companies only give you the lowest price when you sign up for multiple lines.
What? Multiple lines?
Hello? Yeah, one sec. But US Cellular gives you just one line for $29.99 with unlimited data.
Just one line with unlimited data.
So you don't have to get more lines than you need.
No, you hang up.
Are you even listening, guy who never looks up from his phone?
Oh, not for me, I just say it.
Okay, so no, you're not listening.
Get one line for $29.99, plus every plan is price protected. US Cellular, built for us.
Welcome to the Spectrum Lab, where we're bringing you the best in connectivity with Spectrum One.
Get Spectrum One with Spectrum Internet for $49.99 a month, plus advanced Wi-Fi, plus your first line of Spectrum Mobile Unlimited, free for 12 months. Call 833-823-4999.
Spectrum Internet delivers the fastest internet speeds in the nation, so you always have the speed you need for all your connected devices. This guy gets it.
Advanced Wi-Fi comes with state-of-the-art security and privacy, which automatically blocks online threats on all your devices. If it's connected, it's protected.
Plus, Spectrum Mobile gives you unlimited talk, text, and data on a reliable nationwide network.
At Spectrum, we're always working to bring you better ways to connect.
You think they noticed the orb? I think so.
Get Spectrum One with Spectrum Internet for $49.99 a month, plus advanced Wi-Fi, plus your first line of Spectrum Mobile Unlimited, free for 12 months. Call 833-823-4999. Visit Spectrum.com or Spectrum Store today.
When you or your loved one has been seriously injured, you want the best law firm on your side. Abeta Nelson Injury Law is the most highly awarded and experienced personal injury firm in Central Washington. Our office has secured the most million-dollar car crash recoveries in Central Washington. You can trust us to have your back. The time for bringing your claim is limited, so don't wait. Call us today for a no-obligation consultation. Abeta Nelson, we take your injury personally.
Portion of Cap KVU sponsored by Lord's Health and Trios Health, making communities healthier.
Welcome back, everyone. For firefighters at the Yakima Training Center, summer is the busiest time of year as they deal with their own brush fires and mutual aid calls.
And Cap KVU's Emily Goodell spoke to the fire chief at the training center, who says this year new changes should help them respond quicker.
When it's an emergency, seconds matter. Yakima Training Center fire officials say their previous dispatch system cost them extra seconds.
The systems were antiquated, so sometimes our calls would have to go through 2 or 3 call takers before it ever got to us.
When it did, a police officer picked up the call instead of a trained dispatcher.
They didn't have the updated CAD system, so times weren't always accurate. Locations we were going wouldn't always be accurate. The biggest thing was we weren't meeting requirements.
That's why they're switching over to the City of Yakima's 911 dispatch system.
It's an intergovernmental service agreement that we're entering in with Suncom. It's good for 10 years. It gets renewed every year.
Full response.
Should greatly reduce our response times.
It's the latest in the series of improvements for the fire department, like a brand new radio system.
It should fill a lot of the dead spaces that we had downrange. Is going to be the biggest thing. We should have a lot more coverage.
Plus, it's out with the old fire station, and
our previous fire station was just under 6,000 square feet. We were in 3 previous buildings to house all our apparatus and administrative.
In with the new.
The new fire station is about 30,000 square feet, and we're now under one roof.
Fire officials say not only is the new building bigger and better, but it's also making the firefighters happier.
Morale improved drastically. Before, like I said, we had anywhere from 9 to 11 people crammed into a small little building. The kitchen, training room, day room was all one room, where now we have all those individual spaces. Our firefighters work 48-hour shifts. It's now easier for families to come out and visit and relax with them.
Fire officials say they believe having the new station, radios, and switching to the city's dispatch system will also improve recruitment and retention, all the while helping them keep the training center safe. Reporting, Emily Goodell, Cap KVU, Local News.
Now, fire officials say they want people to know when they start hearing more scanner traffic about the training center later this month, it's not an increase in calls. It's just that they are now coming across on city dispatch.
Regular testing now taking place on the Columbia River. The Benton Franklin Health District has started to screen the water for toxic algae. Now, you'll remember the first toxic algae bloom surfaced in the Columbia River in 2021 and was blamed for the deaths of 4 dogs. Then the algae reappeared last year, according to the Benton Franklin Health District. The water can remain clear but still contain that toxic algae bacteria. That's why the agency is testing the river twice a month at a dozen key sites. Also this spring, the health district and community partners signed a 5-year agreement for BFHD to conduct water sample testing on the river. It involves individual local cities taking river samples from their water treatment intakes. If BFHD finds toxin levels exceeding state standards, the agency says it will then move to protect the public.
Now, Cap KVU First Alert Weather with Stacy Lee.
And we're going to start out and take a look at our Legends Casino Skycam and our sunrise this morning. Bright and early at 5:06, sunset, I should say, tonight at 8:44. Gorgeous traffic moving along nicely. Beautiful day ahead, albeit hot, and it's going to get hotter than that. Temperatures around the area right now, 91 Tri-Cities. We hit 92 right now at Hanford. We're dropping into the 70s and 80s along the foothills of the Blues. Pendleton at 86, Yakima 89, 82 right now in Ellensburg. So our setup is we've got moisture coming from the south, this warm air, again creating unstable conditions. Most of the rain, though, impacting the area, staying in Idaho, staying well east of the Tri-Cities and the Blue Mountains, but that's going to be changing over the next couple of days. Here's our future cast. Again, going to see clear skies. There's that activity I'm talking about there in the Idaho area. And as we get into our Tuesday evening, we'll start to see some stray showers moving into eastern Oregon, foothills of the Blues. As we get into Wednesday, mostly clear skies, but again, here comes that unsettled activity. We could even see some thunder showers with that as well. So be prepared for a little bit of possible rain showers on Wednesday evening, and then most of it should clear up and be gone by the time we get to our Friday. However, we're going to see that unstable air continuing through the area. Gusty winds, we've picked up our winds now up to 10 miles an hour, Tri-Cities and Ellensburg. We'll start to see those winds picking up a little bit later this evening in Yakima. So a little bit breezy. You might want the breeze with those hot temperatures headed our way the next couple of days. Hanford will see some gusty winds tomorrow morning and then decreasing winds throughout the day. So overall, not a whole lot to worry about wind-wise. Now, temperatures overnight, again, very pleasant. We're in the 50s, 57 for Dayton, 56 in Walla Walla, 57 for Yakima, Tri-Cities, and we're dropping down to 51 tonight in Ellensburg. Let's take a look at our temps tomorrow. Again, gorgeous, sunny and hot. Get ready. Toppenish, 90 degrees. We'll see Yakima at 80, 86 Cle Elum. Moving into the Tri-Cities, Columbia Basin, Connell at 91. It'll be 91 in Prosser, 93 in Hermiston, and 93 as well in the Tri-Cities. So nice and warm. Moving along the foothills of the Blues, look at Walla Walla at 93, 89 in Pendleton, 89 in Dayton. And if you've been sniffling and sneezing like I have, again, you're going to get a little bit of relief from the pollen counts when we get to Friday. So until then, we're in the mid-high range. So again, continue those allergy medications. I know I've been doing that. And if you've seen me, you guys know I love those weather photos, and I would love to see yours. I snapped this beautiful photo out on the Snake River last night. We were testing the boat out, getting her out for her maiden voyage this summer. So again, you can grab those weather photos, snap them, put your name on it, and send them to me. S. Lee, Stacy Lee, or slee at capkvu.com, and we'll get those photos on the airwaves. Lots to get to, including that 7-day planning forecast. That'll be coming up in just a little bit. Ladies?
Thank you so much, Stacy. Now, tech giant Apple now jumping into the augmented reality. We'll show you what the company has unveiled. Also, flames damaged a portion of railroad tracks in Washington, and investigators suspect someone set the fire on purpose.
And STCU and Cap KVU Local News are looking for community volunteers in Benton and Franklin counties who go that extra step helping us all. If you know someone like this, you can nominate them by clicking on contests at yaktrinews.com. Every 6 weeks or so, we choose a volunteer to profile on Cap KVU Local News. STCU awards his or her organization a $1,000 donation. So thank you for nominating someone, and a big thank you to all of our volunteers who make our community stronger. We'll be right back.
The White Card, a powerful resource for former Hanford and DOE employees. If you worked in the area and have come down with cancer, lung disease, Parkinson's, or renal failure, you may be eligible for financial compensation and healthcare services. A simple phone call can get the process started. Atomic Home Health. Don't wait. Call today.
Hey, check out the new Oreo Brookie Blizzard at DQ. Oreo pieces, brownie, and cookie. This treat is doing the most, which makes it the perfect treat for when you're doing, well, the least. Oh, this is nice. Oh, come on!
Hey, neighbor!
We were enjoying a moment with the Oreo Brookie Blizzard. Okay. This is more like it. Enjoy your Oreo Brookie Blizzard moment today. Only at DQ. Happy tastes good.
An accident can shatter your life. At Tamaki Law, we put your life back together.
Clients come to us injured, burdened with medical bills, lost wages, insurance hassles. The list goes on. They're overwhelmed, so they put their lives in our hands. That's why we work hard and fight for the justice they deserve.
If you've been seriously injured, call Tamaki Law and get your life back.
Homeowners, Washington is moving to renewable power. Consider an investment in green energy. Rooftop solar with Solar Power Northwest, a true one-stop shop. Solar Power Northwest, a better way to solar.
For all the times we've been inspired to be just like Dad. Right now, save $30 on the FS56 RCE trimmer. Real STIHL. Find yours.
Reel in a fortune during the $200,000 Fishing for a Fortune at Wild Horse Resort and Casino with over $7,000 in cash and prizes every Friday and Saturday. Cash your line and win up to $750 free play, $1,000 cash, or hook a new Pro Lodge boat. Multiply your entries, use your club wild card to earn points, and win special prizes from Billy's Bait Shop. Reel in your next fortune today. Wild Horse Resort and Casino, Pendleton, Oregon. More winners, more often.
I'm Buzz the Bee from the Painting Bees. We do interior painting and cabinetry as well. We have a full crew that takes care of everything, and all we really want you to do is to kick back and relax. Visit our website or call us at 591-8160.
Saddle up and head over to Horse Heaven Saloon in Prosser, a family-owned and operated business in the heart of America's Hop Valley. Come experience in-house brewed craft beer, fresh and unique foods, and much more. It's all waiting for you at the Horse Heaven Saloon in historic downtown Prosser.
A suspicious fire that burned a train trestle now under investigation as arson. The fire started Saturday afternoon on the railroad tracks near State Route 12. That's in Grays Harbor County in western Washington. The Grays Harbor County Sheriff's Office says the tracks will need extensive repairs before train traffic can resume on that portion of the tracks. The Biden administration is putting hundreds of millions of dollars toward fixing potentially dangerous rail crossings across the nation, but Tri-Cities is not on the list. Washington will be getting some of the $570 million in federal grants announced today, but that will go towards projects on the west side. The Department of Transportation says overall, this first round of federal funding will impact more than 400 railroad crossings nationwide. Still to come on KapKVU Local News, an investigation launched after a group of asylum seekers were dropped off in California. That's new tonight at 6:30.
Portion of KapKVU sponsored by Lord's Health and Trios Health, making communities healthier.
This may look like an action-adventure movie, but it's a Nissan sales event ad.
Get 0% financing for 36 months on select Rogue trims.
These epic offers won't last forever.
With K2 Vision RLE, you can throw away your distance and reading glasses. Plus, you'll never develop a cataract. Schedule a free Zoom consultation with us today. K2 Vision RLE. No glasses, no contacts, no readers.
Get 2.9% APR plus $500 purchase allowance on a 2023 Cadillac XT4. Visit your Yakima and Tri-Cities Cadillac dealer today.
The White Card, a powerful resource for former Hanford and DOE employees. If you worked in the area and have come down with cancer, lung disease, Parkinson's, or renal failure, you may be eligible for financial compensation and healthcare services. A simple phone call can get the process started. Atomic Home Health. Don't wait. Call today.
Hepatitis C? Don't just treat it. Crush it with Mavorite.
Conquer it with Mavorite.
Cure it with Mavorite. Mavorite cures all types of Hep C.
In only 8 weeks.
The virus multiplies daily and can damage the liver over time. Mavorite stops Hep C and cures it. If you've had hepatitis B, it may flare up and cause serious liver problems during and after treatment. Tell your doctor if you've had Hep B, a liver or kidney transplant, other liver problems, HIV, other medical conditions, and all your medicines. Do not take Mavorite with atazanavir or rifampin. Report right away yellow skin, stomach pain or swelling, confusion and bleeding or bruising.
Hep C? Crush it with Mavorite.
Conquer it with Mavorite.
Cure it in only 8 weeks. See Hep C gone with Mavorite.
Ask your doctor about Mavorite. AbbVie could help you save.
Come shop the largest selection of RVs in the Tri-Cities at Appleway RV. Save big on Class A's, Class C's, travel trailers, toy haulers, and fifth wheels. Shop America's top brands, Rockwood, Tiffin, Newmar, Dynamax, and more. With a huge selection of pre-owned RVs. Plus, get maximum value for your trade. All with no payments for 90 days. Come shop the clearance event at Appleway RV Pasco.
Now's the time to get a great deal on select Kubota equipment. Part of the #1 rated tractor brand for durability and owner experience in the U.S., they offer the versatility and reliability to get the job done right, all year round. Right now at participating dealers, get a Kubota compact tractor for 0 down, 0% APR for 84 months.
Find a Kubota dealer near you at gokubota.com.
With K2 Vision RLE, you can throw away your distance and reading glasses. Plus, you'll never develop a cataract. Schedule a free Zoom consultation with us today. K2 Vision RLE. No glasses, no contacts, no readers.
This may look like an action-adventure movie, but it's a Nissan sales event ad.
Get 0% financing for 36 months on select Rogue trims.
These epic offers won't last forever.
Well, check this out. Today, Apple unveiled an augmented reality headset. Now, augmented reality is the same kind of technology that became popular with the Pokemon Go game. It's not quite as immersive as your full virtual reality, but this is the video that we got from Apple today. Vision Pro headset promises to let you use your eyes, hands, and voice to control apps and programs. This does come at a steep price though, $3,500, and not available until next year. Maddie.
Oh man.
I mean, it looks like something out of a movie.
I mean, truly, this is like, as kids, what we imagined the future would look like, right?
Right. I mean, the future apparently is here.
Yes.
And it costs $3,500.
So start saving now.
And it looks like ski goggles, which
absolutely.
I'm half and half on.
Yeah, not the greatest fashion statement, right?
Not so much.
Well, still to come, rowdy behavior in mid-flight, the problem that's actually increasing on commercial airlines.
Plus the issue that's so alarming in one Western Washington city, a high school there has reverted to online classes because of it. The news at 6:30 starts right now.
Now, Cap KVU local news at 6:30.
Rising tensions between the U.S. and China after a Chinese warship nearly collided with a U.S. military destroyer in the Taiwan Strait. Beijing defending the actions of its warship, saying the U.S. created the danger and should stay out of other countries' territorial waters.
Now, this latest near collision, though, comes just days after a Chinese fighter is accused of cutting across the nose of a U.S. reconnaissance plane flying in international airspace. The U.S. called that a dangerous action as well. Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin has expressed concerns these maneuvers could cause an incident that spirals out of control. ABC's M. Wint has more.
Amid escalating tensions between the U.S. and China, the Navy is releasing new footage of a Chinese warship sailing dangerously close to a U.S. military destroyer traveling with a Canadian vessel in the Taiwan Strait Saturday. The U.S. accusing China of acting in an unsafe manner, with estimates showing the Chinese ship came within 150 yards of the USS Chung Hoon and a nearby Canadian frigate. The Canadian broadcaster Global News released additional footage of the incident.
We will not flinch in the face of bullying or coercion.
China's defense minister defending the actions of its warship commander, telling the U.S. to mind your own business, adding the best way to avoid another close call is for all countries to refrain from wandering around other countries' territorial waters and airspace.
Well, what we're seeing is an unbelievable aggression by China. They're trying to flex their muscles and advance authoritarianism.
This, the latest aggressive military maneuver from Beijing in the region. About a week ago, the Pentagon released footage of a Chinese J-16 fighter jet making what they called an unnecessarily aggressive maneuver over the South China Sea while intercepting a U.S. reconnaissance aircraft flying directly in front of the plane's nose, forcing it to bounce wildly through the jet's turbulent wake.
It won't be long before somebody gets hurt. That's the concern with these unsafe and unprofessional intercepts.
Now, one day before that near collision, Secretary Austin had briefly spoken with his Chinese counterpart at a conference where he was denied a formal meeting, but a senior official saying a quick handshake is no substitute for a meaningful sit-down.
Investigators are headed to the mountains of Virginia to figure out why a plane crashed there Sunday afternoon. The private plane flew through restricted airspace over Washington, D.C., prompting a fighter jet response before it crashed in the Shenandoah Valley.
The accident site will take us extensive time to get to, and the wreckage is highly fragmented. Basically, everything is on the table until we slowly and methodically remove different components and elements that'll be relevant for this safety investigation.
Investigators say fighter jets caught up with the plane but weren't able to get a response from the pilot, who may have been unconscious. There were no survivors of the crash. Approximately a week after a part of a historic apartment building in Iowa collapsed, recovery crews found the bodies of 3 people who'd been reported missing. City officials had said they believed the 3 victims were in the part of the building that collapsed, but the rest of the structure was so unstable it was not safe for search crews to go in earlier. Today, officials said they're now working on a plan to bring the rest of the building down safely.
We'll work with our contractor on a plan for the safe dismantle of parts of the building. We're working with multiple structural experts from all around the country to understand how best to proceed and do this in a dignified manner.
One of the building's tenants has already filed a lawsuit against the building's owner and the city, accusing them of negligence because the lawsuit says they knew the building was getting worse, but they didn't warn people living there about the danger.
Today, former Vice President Mike Pence officially filed the paperwork making him a presidential candidate in 2024. He and almost every other Republican presidential candidate attended a rally in Iowa over the weekend. ABC has the highlights from that event.
Former Vice President Mike Pence joining a slate of other Republican hopefuls this weekend at Iowa Senator Joni Ernst's annual Roast and Ride event.
Most people know me as Vice President. I hope, should we enter the race, that people would get a better sense of who we are as a family.
Florida Governor Ron DeSantis pitching his state as a model for the country.
We need to dispense with the culture of losing. Florida shows it can be done.
Also there, former New Jersey Governor Chris Christie, who's expected to announce he's running for president tomorrow, and South Carolina Senator Tim Scott. Today on The View, Scott not directly answering a question about why he believes there's no systemic racism in America.
I believe America could do for anyone what she's done for me, restoring hope, creating opportunities.
GOP frontrunner former President Trump notably skipping the event, saying in a statement this week's additions to the presidential race are joining only because Ron DeSanctimonious has proven to be an inept campaigner. Today, outside the Justice Department, Trump's attorneys seen leaving a meeting with officials after sources say they requested one amid growing fears that federal prosecutors might bring an indictment against Trump regarding his alleged refusal to return classified materials to the National Archives after leaving office, even after receiving a subpoena. His attorneys saying they have questions surrounding the integrity of the investigation. One possible candidate who won't be joining this race, New Hampshire Governor Chris Sununu, who explained his decision by saying a large group of candidates might help Trump get renominated. By the end of this week, there will be 12 Republicans in this race. Em Nguyen, ABC News, Washington.
Now, how many of those 12 will still be campaigning when we actually get to 2024? Well, the first Republican debate is coming up in late August, and party officials say that candidates have to get donations from at least 40,000 people across multiple states. They will also have to reach at least 1% in the polls in order to qualify for a spot on that stage. And Any candidate hoping to take part in the debate will have to pledge to support whoever the Republican nominee ends up being.
Going to be a very interesting political year next year.
It's definitely going to be one to watch.
Yes. Now to our local forecast. After a scorching weekend, the mercury will soar this week. Let's go ahead and turn to Cap KVU's Stacy Lee and your First Alert forecast.
Yeah, Maddie and Alyssa, the weather continues to get hotter as we go through the week. We will get a big cool down. I'll tell you about that in a little bit. Here's our Dust Devil Giza Stadium sky cam tonight. Nice and clear, beautiful out there. Traffic moving along nicely on I-182. Let's take a look at temperatures around the area. Again, we've dropped down to the 70s now in Cle Elum, still in the 90s, Columbia Basin, 70s and 80s, foothills of the Blues. We're in the 80s in the Yakima Valley. Planning your evening again. Might want to wait till a little bit later to take the dog for a walk. It's a little bit hot out there on those paws. Evening planner for the Tri-Cities and in Walla Walla. Those temperatures dropping down into the 70s by 9. Here's what's coming up for the next couple of days. Again, tonight, perfect night for stargazing. We have a slight chance of showers coming midweek. And when's it going to cool down? I'll get to all of that in your First Alert weather forecast.
Thanks so much, Stacey. Well, making headlines around Washington State, a Seattle neighborhood now on edge after a threat prompted a school to switch to online instruction. That after 3 shootings near Garfield High School in just the last month. Parents say it's negatively impacted their children's education. They want more done about gun violence. Washington's Attorney General agrees.
So there's been a lot of progress, banning the sale of assault weapons, banning the sale of high-capacity magazines, but it's also time to take a look at next steps as well.
Ferguson said those next steps include more mental health resources and bringing in more law enforcement around these schools.
Now, Washington law requires gun owners to keep their weapons stored safely where children can't get them. How do you know if people are following that law? Nationwide, between 2015 and 2022, an analysis by Everytown for Gun Safety found there were at least 2,800 unintentional shootings in the United States by children aged 17 and younger. Now, this includes nearly 900 preschoolers and toddlers who found a gun and accidentally shot themselves or somebody else. That is why the American Academy of Pediatrics says it's critical to not only store your own guns safely, but to have a conversation on gun safety with other parents before your child goes on a play date.
Blame it a little bit on your kid. You know, my kid is so curious and he's always getting into things. So I just want to make sure that everything is put away safely and securely, including any firearms in the home.
And of course, it is also very important to make sure that your kids know what to do if they ever come across a gun that is not stored safely. Well, tonight, more trouble in the unfriendly skies. A Delta flight from Paris to Detroit diverted to Canada due to an unruly passenger. That's according to officials. And it's just the latest in a growing number of incidents involving alleged bad behavior on flights all around the world. Ivan Rodriguez takes a look at what is behind this behavior and what's being done about it.
Passengers behaving badly midair.
Sit! Is anyone else getting up? Sit!
The disturbing trend of unruly passengers on flights is steadily on the rise, according to a new global analysis by the International Air Transport Association. The number of incidents up by more than a third in 2022 from 2021. Incidents of problematic passengers increasing by a whopping 37% year-on-year per IATA. Some of the biggest issues: intoxication, verbal abuse, and non-compliance with the rules. IATA cites vaping and smoking as the leading rule broken by rebellious flyers, followed by failure to fasten seatbelts when instructed, exceeding the carry-on baggage allowance or failing to store baggage when required, and consumption of own alcohol on board. While in-flight physical violence remains rare, there was a disturbing 61% rise from 2021 to 2022.
If somebody's belligerent, if somebody's abusive, there's no real immediate remedy. You can't just kick them off the plane.
In response, airlines along with the FAA are working towards zero-tolerance policies with the hope of curbing misconduct.
Don't do anything that would cause a threat or a disruption to your fellow passengers and your flight crews. The pilot always says that flight attendants are there primarily for your safety, and that's right.
Still to come on Cap KVU Local News at 6:30, an investigation underway after asylum seekers found themselves transported to another state.
And it is just plain hot outside, that with much more sweltering conditions ahead. Stacy Lee is here with your First Alert forecast. That is next on Cap KVU Local News at 6:30.
Portion of KFKV sponsored by Lord's Health and Trios Health, making communities healthier.
The White Card, a powerful resource for former Hanford and DOE employees. If you worked in the area and have come down with cancer, lung disease, Parkinson's, or renal failure, you may be eligible for financial compensation and healthcare services. A simple phone call can get the process started. Atomic Home Health. Don't wait. Call today.
Okay, I think we're all aware that most cell companies only give you the lowest price when you sign up for multiple lines.
What? Multiple lines?
Hello? Yeah, 1 sec. But US Cellular gives you just one line for $29.99 with unlimited data.
Just one line with unlimited data.
So you don't have to get more lines than you need.
No, you hang up.
Are you even listening, guy who never looks up from his phone?
Oh, never me, I just say it.
Okay, so no, you're not listening.
Get one line for $29.99, plus every plan is price protected. US Cellular, built for us.
Now is the time for a new bath from Bathfitter. Every Bathfitter bath is installed quickly, safely, and beautifully with a lifetime warranty. Go from old to new, from worn to wow. The beautiful bath you've always wanted, done right, installed by one expert technician, all in one day. We've been creating moments like these for 35 years, and we're here to help you get started. Book your free virtual or in-home design consultation today.
An accident can shatter your life. At Tamaki Law, we put your life back together.
As a personal injury attorney, I meet some of the best people under the worst of circumstances. They come to us suffering. They completely depend on us. That's why we work hard and fight for the justice they deserve.
If you've been seriously injured, call Tamaki Law and get your life back.
Smoke City for Less is your one-stop shop in Kennewick, Richland, Pasco, West Richland, and Hermiston. Every location is conveniently located, and now Smoke City for Less Hermiston has relocated to North 1st Street by AutoZone. An easy turnoff, $3.95, and you are there. For the lowest prices and largest selection of vape mods, the best batteries, tobacco products, kratom, and specialty products too. Open 7 days a week, 5 locations, Kennewick, Richland, Pasco, West Richland, and the new location in Hermiston, off $3.95. Smoke City for Less. We smoke the competition.
Time for a new roof? Let M&M Roofing replace it with the product so good you'll never have to replace it again. All roofs come with a limited lifetime warranty. Never replace your roof again.
With the heat and wind comes roof damage. Don't wait till it's an emergency. Call today to receive 0% financing on approved credit.
So if it's time for a new roof or siding, let M&M Roofing replace it with our certified installers.
Because when it's all said and done, this is the sign you'll want in your yard.
Your son is right here. Can you please stand up?
From the hit television series on E! Entertainment.
He just said to me, that's my mother. I just saw him lean down and kiss you.
Meet Matt Frazier, America's top psychic medium, for a special evening of live psychic readings.
He says to me that here in this world, you are always on him and on him and on him and on him.
For more event and ticket information,
I really hope you can tell me.
And to meet Matt Frazier, visit meetmattfrazier.com. Matt Frazier, America's top psychic medium.
The state of California is now investigating how 16 asylum seekers arrived in the Golden State Friday. The Attorney General says Florida Governor Ron DeSantis flew them in on a private jet from Texas.
They were then dropped off in Sacramento with nothing. Steve Large has that story.
We believe that the state of Florida, Governor DeSantis, is behind it. Governor DeSantis has demonstrated his pettiness, his lack of substance, his xenophobia.
Attorney General Rob Bonta blasting Florida Governor Ron DeSantis.
And his willingness to treat human beings, people, as political pawns. It's wrong, and we are getting to the bottom of it.
Bonta says 16 asylum seekers were flown into Sacramento Friday on a private jet from Texas by a Florida state contractor, a company called Vertol Systems.
They've hired Vertol Systems, the state of Florida has, to identify migrants in Texas, not in Florida, in Texas, and move them to other states.
The migrants from Venezuela and Colombia were promised work if they boarded the plane and were then left outside a Sacramento Catholic Diocese building with nothing.
Obviously, we should do our best to pray for them.
Faith-based Sacramento ACT is helping care for the group.
They're human beings. They're people with families. There's some young people, that are just trying to support or make a life for themselves. There's people who left their children behind in this group.
In 2022, DeSantis claimed credit for flying a group of migrants from Texas to Martha's Vineyard using the same contractor. a political statement against Democratic states he viewed as anti-immigration reform. Now, California's Attorney General calling him out for the same stunt. Only this one is putting Sacramento at center stage.
It's very strange. At best, it's potentially illegal. It could violate criminal laws. It could violate civil laws. So we're continuing our investigation. We'll get to the bottom of that.
And Governor DeSantis' office did not respond for comment. Meanwhile, ACT says the asylum seekers have court dates soon in other parts of the country that they may now miss.
The SpaceX rocket that launched this morning is expected to reach the International Space Station tomorrow.
4, 3, 2, 1, ignition, engines full power, and liftoff of CRS-28. Go Falcon, go Dragon.
The rocket took off from Kennedy Space Center in Florida. On board, a set of solar panels to be installed during a series of spacewalks. The rocket also carries several experiments on board, including a student-led experiment on DNA that could lead to treatments to combat aging. Also on the rocket, 6 CubeSats. Those are tiny satellites that will be involved in a cybersecurity challenge backed by both the Air Force and Space Force. A group of professionals will try to hack the CubeSats while in orbit.
Now, Cap gave you First Alert weather with Stacy Lee.
Well, a little on the hot side, but a beautiful day overall on our Legends Casino camera in Toppenish this evening. Our sunrise this morning at 5:06 and sunset at 8:44. Let's take a look at current temperatures around the area. Again, nice hot day. We're still in the 90s, Columbia Basin, starting to cool down slightly in the Yakima-Kittitas Valley and along the foothills of the Blues. Those warm temperatures are going to be sticking around and actually increasing at least through the end of the week. Now, we do have a flow coming from the south, which is creating unstable weather. Most of the rain and thunder and lightning has been staying in southern Oregon and in Idaho, kind of skipping by the Columbia Basin Tri-Cities. But as that ridge of low pressure starts to move up, we'll start to see unsettled weather in our region, as well with the possibility of some stray showers or thunder showers in the region. We're clear tomorrow. Nice clear day going through your Tuesday. Tuesday night, we'll start to see some of that moisture moving up from the south. That's right here between Oregon and Idaho. But then as we get through our Wednesday, you'll see increasing clouds and then a chance of those scattered showers. And again, they're kind of hit and miss, hard to predict. But again, thunder and lightning. Remember the statement, when the thunder roars, you got to head indoors. So be aware of that over the next couple of days. But yeah, just really, really warm. Wind wise, we're not expecting a ton of gusty winds like we've been seeing the last couple of weeks. Things are calming down. A little bit breezy tonight. Feels good though with those warm temperatures. And we're going to see those winds starting to pick up in the Yakima area this evening. And then we'll see those breezy winds to start our day in the Columbia Basin tomorrow. But fairly light, not a lot, about 15-mile-an-hour gusts there on in the morning hours. And those winds decreasing as we move through the day. So looking good. Actually, we'll be wanting a little bit of wind with these hot temperatures coming your way. Temperatures overnight, again, it's clear, calm, great night for stargazing. 57 for both Yakima, Tri-Cities, 56 in Walla Walla, 55 Prosser, 51 tonight in Connell. For tomorrow, again, lots of sunshine in the area. Toppenish at 90, 90 in Yakima, 86 in Cle Elum, 86 degrees in Ellensburg. Moving into the Columbia Basin, Tri-Cities 93, we'll look at that, 91 tomorrow, Moses Lake. We're going to see 91 in Prosser, and then moving to the foothills of the Blues, Dayton topping out at 89, 93 Walla Walla, and 89 in Pendleton. And I've been keeping an eye on those pollen counts for everybody suffering from allergies. We'll start to see a little bit of relief on Friday. And I asked for weather photos, and you guys, well, thank you for sending those in. This is from Dee Hahn. She was doing a little biking in Walla Walla. Look how beautiful that picture is. Thank you for sharing, Dee. Remember to send your weather photos to slee@capkview.com. 7-day forecast, that's coming up before the end of the show. Ladies?
Thanks so much, Stacy. STCU and CapKV Local News are looking for community volunteers in Benton and Franklin counties who go that extra step helping us all. If you know someone like this, please nominate them by clicking on contests at yaktranews.com. About every 6 weeks, we choose a volunteer to profile here on CapKV Local News, and STCU awards his or her organization a $1,000 donation. Thank you so much for nominating someone, and a big thank you to all volunteers who make our community stronger. We'll be right back after the break.
Y Card, a powerful resource for former Hanford and DOE employees. If you worked in the area and have come down with cancer, lung disease, Parkinson's, or renal failure, you may be eligible for financial compensation and healthcare services. A simple phone call can get the process started. Atomic Home Health. Don't wait. Call today.
Stan, where's Alice? She's supposed to stay with us.
Oh, shoot. Where could she?
Hey everybody, I'm Alice. I'm new here. The new zipline ride looks so fun. You go back and forth. Awesome.
And we've lost control of the Alice situation.
Triple Play has fun for everyone, including the brand new zipline ride. And it's all attached to a cozy hotel.
I mean, she's a natural spokosaur who isn't tempted to eat anyone. You know, 'cause she's an herbivore.
For all the times we've been inspired to be just like Dad. Right now, save $50 on the FSA 57 trimmer. Real STIHL. Find yours.
This may look like an action-adventure movie, but it's a Nissan sales event ad. Things are heating up. Good thing this Rogue has the most standard safety features in its class. Our competitors can't say that.
Get 0% financing for 36 months on select Rogue trims.
Hurry. These epic offers won't last forever.
Save through Tuesday with Bi-Mart's latest savings book, out now and at Bi-Mart.com. It's 16 pages of great store-wide savings, including everything you need for spring planting and gardening, pet supplies, and more. At Bi-Mart, our members get more value every day.
Next Extra, Simon Cowell's emotional journey from flat broke. I didn't have anything. To TV's $600 million man and what sidelined him from AGT.
She just said, you can't talk for the next 4 days.
Next Extra.
Tonight at 7:30 on Cap KVU.
Tuesday night, celebrate Pride.
Happy Pride. Happy Pride.
And with the exclusive network interview with Elliot Page.
I'm feeling that joy every day. I really am.
Tuesday night at 10/9 Central on ABC.
Live with Kelly and Mark, weekday mornings at 9 on Cap KVU.
Welcome back, everyone. A study published in JAMA found that a quarter of parents may have lied during the height of the COVID-19 pandemic about their child's health status. With more, here's ABC News' Lindsay Watts.
Researchers surveyed more than 500 U.S. parents and found that almost 26% had misrepresented their child's health status or were not adherent to COVID-19 related behaviors. The most commonly reported instances were failing to tell a close contact about their child having a known or suspected COVID infection or allowing children to break quarantine rules. Some parents also reported sending their child to school despite a COVID illness or exposure because they had to go to work. And some said they lied about their child's age in order to acquire a vaccine early. Many parents cited personal freedoms as a reason behind their actions. The researchers say these actions had serious consequences, as they likely contributed to the spread of COVID-19, high hospitalization rates, and death tolls. Researchers say in the future, health officials will need to develop policies that don't depend on the honor system without jeopardizing privacy, as these actions can be detrimental to public health. With this Medical Minute, I'm Lindsay Watts, ABC News.
And when we return from the break, Stacey Lee joins us with a final check of your forecast. We'll be right back.
At Bruce Heating and Air, your comfort is our business. With over 30 years of professional HVAC experience for residential and commercial properties, you can rest assured your heating and air system is in good hands. In addition to providing quality heating, air conditioning, ventilation, and installation services, Bruce Heating and Air also houses a full-service sheet metal fabrication shop.
Now through June 30th, receive rebates up to $2,100 off on a new Daikin Fit system when you finance through Bruce Heating and Air.
Time for a new roof? Let M&M Roofing replace it with a product so good you'll never have to replace it again. All roofs come with the limited lifetime warranty. Never replace your roof again.
With the heat and wind comes roof damage. Don't wait till it's an emergency. Call today to receive 0% financing on approved credit.
So if it's time for a new roof or siding, let Eminent Roofing replace it with our certified installers.
Because when it's all said and done, this is the sign you'll want in your yard.
Come shop the largest selection of RVs in the Tri-Cities at Appleway RV. Save big on Class A's, Class C's, travel trailers, toy haulers, and fifth wheels. Shop America's top brands, Rockwood, Tiffin, Newmar, Dynamax, and more, with a huge selection of pre-owned RVs. Plus, get maximum value for your trade, all with no payments for 90 days. Come shop the clearance event at Appleway RV Pasco.
Every 15 minutes, someone is involved in a semi-truck collision in the U.S. Whatever the cause, big trucks mean big crashes, resulting in serious, even fatal injuries, large medical bills, and loss of wages. If you've been injured in a crash with a big rig, call Abeta Nelson Injury Law today. We've handled the most big truck accidents in Central Washington over the last 40 years, recovering millions for our clients. Abeta Nelson, we take your injury personally.
Now's the time to get a great deal on select Kubota equipment. Part of the #1 rated tractor brand for durability and owner experience in the U.S., they offer the versatility and reliability to get the job done right, all year round. Right now at participating dealers, get a Kubota compact tractor for 0 down, 0% APR for 84 months.
Find a Kubota dealer near you at GoKubota.com.
Our phones keep us constantly connected.
Please switch to airplane mode.
But what if they had a mode to help us actually connect? Introducing Us Mode, a mode that makes our phones less distracting, so we can focus on quality time. So the notifications we get are the ones that matter. So we're never distracted from what's most important. Visit US Cellular in-store or online to set up Us Mode for free, even if you're not a customer. US Cellular, built for us.
Portion of Cap KVU sponsored by Lord's Health and Trios Health, making communities healthier.
Welcome back, everyone. A very warm day today. My goodness.
Yes, we've been talking about roller coasters, and it feels like we're kind of on the upward trend right now.
Up. Let's go ahead and take a final look at the weather with Stacy.
That's right, ladies. Yes, it's been very warm. In fact, we're a good 10 or more degrees above average for this time of year. Now, the good news tonight, clear, calm, a little bit of a light breeze, but those temperatures are going to be very, very good sleeping weather. Very pleasant. 51 in Ellensburg, 57 overnight Tri-Cities, 56 in Walla Walla, 55 in Prosser. Here's that 7-day forecast. We are hot through Thursday, but look at Friday. We drop a huge amount down to 82 degrees. And again, slight chance of those stray showers coming through the region for both Tri-Cities and Yakima. Most of it will stay in eastern Oregon. However, here's that 7-day planner. Again, hot for the next couple of days moving through Thursday. Then we have a big look at it, goes from 96 down to 80 in one day in the Yakima area. Again, a slight chance of showers, but the weather looks absolutely perfect this weekend for all those graduation parties. So again, we're cooling down, which will be good news for all those graduates for the class of 2023. Alyssa, Maddie.
Thank you so much, Stacy, and thank you for watching. Cap KVU Local News is always on at yaktranews.com.
And we are back tonight at 11. We also want to give you one more reminder. We are looking for the volunteers that are making a difference in our community. If you know somebody who's making a difference, you can nominate them by clicking on contests at yaktranews.com. Every 6 weeks or so, we choose a volunteer to profile. You can make them a difference, and they'll also get a donation from
Absolutely.
STCU.
Have a wonderful evening.